Hello, viewers. I'm SB, and welcome back to Mezari on Endless. It's been a couple of days here. It's been a couple of weeks here. I hope you guys had a good holiday. I had a pretty great holiday season. I have not looked at or thought about this game since the last time I posted. And in case you're watching this at some point in the future, first of all, welcome. And secondly, it's been like 2 weeks, I think, 2.5 weeks maybe. So let's just reassess everything. Where are we? We lost a number of units in the Siege of Dunedain. I remember that. I had a couple of guys die. We are currently black spotted. Red is not happy with us, which is fine. Actually, let's have a look at our diplomatic relations. Oh, before I click anything else, we received this message upon loading in. The only people on Earth who like us are the necrophages. It's possible that says something about our character. So our faction quest is now asking us to parley with a Haunts village that is inside pink territory. So, possibly far away from the shore too. It looks like maybe this is a walkable coast, but obviously we're going to have to negotiate open borders from pink if we want to be able to move our faction quest forward. Well, negotiate open borders or force his hand. We did learn that Red's navy is significantly more powerful than ours. So individual ships far more powerful than ours, but we have some... No, we don't really have any hope of winning a naval battle. The problem is that his ships, honestly, it might be a whole tech level, but it's also 6 or 7 experience levels that they have on us, and there's not really a great way to answer that. We can build buildings in our cities, and I may have gotten some of it up already. We can build buildings in our cities that give XP to our naval units, yeah, here. But there's no way we're going to be able to match that gap. We can, of course, just kill Red on land. That is an option that we have available. And how much is it to buy out our troops? Because we have quite a lot of dust coming in. 1648, so we could buy a troop every 2 turns with some leftover. That may be where our dust is headed for the time being. That really doesn't get us that much extra dust. What is our Empire approval level right now? Happy, not too bad. Okay, and I assume we're banned from the marketplace. We are not currently banned from the marketplace. There is a Roving Clans player who isn't like super fond of us. So we might get rebanned at any moment. So to that, let's talk about buying some resources real quick while we have the opportunity to do so. It costs 30 for us to pop a booster. What do we have running right now? Just gold. Okay. So we probably want to... I'd love to get wine going, but we can't buy enough. Probably want to get the Titan Bones up. And the Moonleaf, at the very least. And it looks like somebody has just dumped a bunch of this stuff on the market because we are seeing very, very low demand right now. Alright, we'll take Titan Bones as well. Oh, I already had some Titan Bones. I didn't need to buy all 30. We are... Oh, I didn't need to buy any Titan Bones. That's right. Our new city is producing crazy, crazy Titan Bone output. Yeah, okay. And I mean, we have some... Do we have natural sources of Titan Bones, or is it just what we've taken from this guy? Because totally do not remember. You guys, it has been so long since I looked at this game. Alright, we look pretty happy. How much money do I have left? 1464. That's not very good. Blood crystal's pretty good. Do we have blood crystals coming in yet from mining? We don't. Blood crystals are okay. Grass silk might be smarter. I'm trying to boost our approval level, but honestly the best thing to do maybe just to wait until Dunedain recovers a little bit. Alright, so we'll buy out a couple of ground units over here in Dunedain. We're not in a lot of danger from a counterattack, I don't think. It shouldn't be. Alright. Red has 3 Guardians at the same time. That bodes kind of well for us, actually, because Guardians are just... they're not great units. That means he's been wasting his resources building stuff that doesn't matter. Alright, I think this is a no-brainer. Obviously, this is the city that benefits the most from science. This is where we will be building all of our science-boosting stuff. And we do have, a couple of anomalies. No, wait, that's right. That's right. I changed my science city to Mapal. I moved the High Inquisitor here because it has more. It's starting to come back. It's starting to come back. So we could try to build the Alchemic Institute. Obviously, it would behoove us to build it in that city if we can. Let's rebuild our military. I'm sure Red's going to have some feelings about the fact that we took Donadan from him, so... Do we know where Red's capital is? Not really, and we don't really know where Green is at either. Green has been fighting Red, but I don't know if that fighting is taking place on Green's landmass or here. Or if maybe they somehow spawned on the same landmass? It doesn't seem likely. So what do I want to do here? We are not really capable of producing... Right, we're not really capable of producing more ships. Not ships that can fight. Not really. We can produce some more land units just to be ready to keep ourselves safe. That's not a bad play, but we have to be careful about the amount of palladium that we spend. There's a winter coming up soon, and with the winter will come a significant boost in our palladium mining, which will hopefully help us be able to build enough troops. So I guess the only things that really make sense to build are units. We could build the watchtowers to give ourselves some space to spaces in which we can heal rapidly, which can be a useful thing. I don't think we really want a husbandry center. Oh, we probably want this. How much is it right now to buy palladium? There is no palladium available. Okay. Well, there are 2 ways around that. How much time do we have left on our palladium booster? 8 turns. So in 8 turns, we can designate a different resource, the holy resource, and then use that to start endless recycling centers in several cities. But honestly, that may not even end up being worthwhile. This city sort of needs to kill time, honestly. We could produce some very basic units and then... Actually, hold up. Yeah, we do have Festival of Dust. Okay. Well, why don't we work on Festival of Dust? In case you're not familiar, the lore quest that you get from having Delvers assimilated awards an item that can be equipped by heroes that gives 15 approval. It's great. It's probably the best of the faction-specific quests, and I love it very much. You don't need your Deep Diviner anymore, right? The quest step that we're looking at now... Yeah, okay. Alright, so we can re-equip with a thing that matters here. So what are we looking at? Improved damage, army damage boost, army initiative boost. I'm sure what we had on you before was health. Army health boost, probably, right? Seems sensible. We should also switch your weapon. Vaulter Hero, of course, has Techno Lover. So if I were to give you this, let's watch those stats. 101 attack, 116 damage becomes 155, 132. Yeah. It is time to lose the 37. I'm just checking the other stats. We do lose a bit of initiative, but I think this is right. Boy, I sure hope somebody sells a whole lot of palladium to the marketplace soon. So, do I have... Actually, let me see something real quick here. There are a number of pieces of equipment that give stealth. Not a huge number. 2, I think. Have I managed to find either of those? No, they're quest items that you find randomly. If we could get a hero equipped with stealth, it would be possible for us to run that hero into Pink's border. Is Pink amenable to a border opening? I believe that we tried this last time, and oh no, that's not too bad at all. That's not too bad at all, except they don't value any of our stuff. They don't have the fire ship design, strangely. We could trade them endless recycling, which I don't really want to do. We could trade them bread and circuses plus a little bit of something else. The AI has so little disapproval in general that I don't think it's going to hurt us at all. It's not going to improve their lot in life at all, probably. So let's build a unit whose job is to go and get that done. I can upgrade the dredge design with movement speed, maybe? Dredges are 378 right now. If I wanted to make like a new version of the Marine is a pretty cheap unit, I think. Basically, we just want a unit who's not going to be expensive. 338. Okay, it doesn't really matter. So cancel. We'll just make a dredge. Yeah. 1030. Jesus. All right. Does it make sense to put off Imperial funding? Probably not, actually. I'll buy it. We gotta... If we want to try to have a chance of finishing our faction quest, we gotta get moving. So we're not going to... yet make an effort to negotiate the open borders. We'll get there. But we want to first get our unit in place, because they may close the borders on us again the very next turn. Alright, I need to get Mithrite still as well. And I don't really know... I don't know what a lot of people's land looks like, honestly. And then once we've built a bunch of dredges for various purposes, we can upgrade the design, retrofit, and stuff. Alright, so... our viable paths to victory are probably science and quest. I think that it's going to be difficult for us to conquer everybody's capital fast enough, especially since I feel like we're a little bit behind militarily. So... we don't have anything that's directly relevant to the research part of the science quest, but we do still have industry tech, which is very powerful, obviously, in getting the quest victory done, because you have to build that temple. Also, food is always good. Population is indirectly relevant to everything, so I guess the question is, we can make stockpile tech in order to directly benefit our science. We can make industrial processing tech both to make us better at building stuff in general and to work toward our quest victory. Or we can just pick up food and sort of hedge our bets. Food is it's always good to have more people. I think it's also always good to have more industry. Let's get Borer's Guild. Automated production is a fine building, but actually mining rights is something I'd really like to put together in a lot of our cities. So we're having some serious resource issues. Alright, so 3 turns until we enter the next tech era. Alright, let's have a little look around here. So he's got a hero over here with a lot of Minotaurs at his disposal. And the hero stats aren't terrible either. We don't really want to fight anymore. Maybe we could get Red to give up. Hey, Red. How you feeling? Conquering more of their territory is certainly tempting. Wow, they would do truce for a single pearl? Continuing to push on them is probably going to get us killed, right? Like, these Minotaurs are actually fairly badass. And they have Range Slayer. He has a lot of them. I think we do need more territory. But we can't fight Red's navy. Meaning that if we wanted to take any sea regions away, we'd probably, honestly, the easiest thing to do might be to kill all of his land units and remove him from the game. Maybe we should turn our attention to pink. How are people doing on score? Does it look like Red's gonna win? Oh, Red's in strong contention. The blue player's already at 34% of the economic victory. That's definitely an issue. Green's war against Red is not going well, which makes me a little nervous because it means Red could jump up in power by just taking all of Green's land. This does not look awesome. We're in a little bit of a rough position here. Alright, it'll only be a turn or two until Donadan is happy enough to push the Empire up into Fervent. Out of curiosity, what minor faction do we gain? Sisters of Mercy. Okay, not that awesome. I think we don't want to keep fighting Red. Let's go ahead and give him the deal. He's got us black spotted, so he can still attack us. Although I don't think he can come after the city anymore. Alright, we've got Reaping Station up, which will allow us to... Alright, how quickly are we getting this? +5? That's alright. That's not so bad. Alright, hopefully Green's troops will hold Red off. Red's going to close their borders on us, probably. But that does not prevent us from moving through their sea regions. I totally... I bought this guy out, and then I didn't even use him very quickly. Alright, the black spot has been moved to green. Actually, I should have known that was going to happen, and that getting out of the war was probably a good way to get rid of the black spot. Because now that he's only at war with one other player, of course he's going to black spot them instead. So we're not actually... We're at truce status, which means he can't attack our units right now. So I'm actually going to try to grab these ruins before he closes the borders on us permanently. Green, don't you attack me. You liked my good sense, remember? Remember how much you liked my sense? Ooh, 20 Palladium. That was wonderful. That was a great ruin. Alright, we'll try to grab another one next turn here. Unfortunately, there's no way to negotiate safe passage for that poor guy from Green. Because necrophages do not believe in treaties or talking to people or doing really anything other than being horrifying and making lots of chittering noises. Alright, so we do need to hire some governors, probably. We need a governor for Donadan. Run. Okay, we found Red's capital. That's information potentially useful. He actually is coming after me. Go away. Yeah, go fight that. Alright, so the capital is ticking toward completion of that quest. I think it makes a lot of sense to build the Endless Recycling Center here. Obviously, we have a lot of leveled up districts. Mapal can build Imperial funding. Actually, we can just buy that out. I think that's an okay use of our money. Okay, we have to negotiate open borders with Pink and immediately get in here and do the thing. It just says parlay, right? It's not asking for my hero to be present or anything. You know, we might want to head back home, actually. If they kick us out, it's going to move us out to the... if they close the borders on us, I mean to say. It's going to move us to the closest legal space, I believe. And if that is out in the ocean, that might actually be kind of awkward for us. I'd prefer to be kicked out toward my territory. Alright, yeah, this city can probably do this. We're happy now, so we can be a little bit more useful. And what are we looking at hero cost-wise? I guess it doesn't matter. Next turn, we're definitely going to have enough money. Ah, they are getting pretty expensive. Alright, so I assume the Empire is fervent now, yeah. It's always nice to hear. Okay, Asala Arca is tearing it up. We gotta get to Inspirational Leader and Cold Operator, though. And then in a couple of turns, we'll have enough Palladian to start work on the Science Legendary building, which I think we might actually be able to get. If the Alchemic Institute is still available, I think the other players are not valuing it very highly, which bodes well for us. So he's just running a Guardian around outside of Red's capital. He doesn't seem to actually be doing anything with it, though. Alright, well... so we're at Fervent. We probably don't need to... Well, if we got the next level of expansion disapproval removal, we could stop doing this. We could save some more influence for other branches of the thing. Yeah, okay, let's go ahead and... This is a good tech. We also want to push this pretty quickly. Maybe even more quickly. And... I don't know, weapons tech is good. Imperial News Network is great. We actually probably don't even need this. If we're going to be building approval buildings and stuff, although the approval buildings require Mithrite. What is the cost of Mithrite right now? I assume it's high. Oh, demand is actually super low. People are selling it. Hyperium's the one that's hard to get a hold of, so lucky us having that. Okay. Well, let's research scientific specialization, and then we'll figure out what's coming after that. Where the heck is that winter? I'm getting a little impatient for winter. We desperately, desperately need the holy resource mining speed boost, like really badly. So I think we need mining rights in this city extremely badly, because like I said, Palladian, very, very important. And is this our only extractor? Did we pick one up in the new city? We didn't. I guess I could have tried to get Oirenth for the fact that it has Palladian. Seems risky, though. So I'll leave this on for this time. I think we'll play it like this again. But in the near future, we're not going to need that anymore. Okay. Next turn, we negotiate open borders, and then try to move our faction quest forward quickly. Well, we don't have any strategics here. I'm sorry, we do. We have glass steel. Certainly not worth building mining rights for. Coastal battery might not be a bad idea. We can probably move these guys off of industry now, though. Man, do I need to switch the holy resource just so that I can build stuff? I think we're gonna actually have to do that. Maybe the case. We don't need right-of-way because all of our trade routes from Donadan are through the ocean anyway. There's really not a lot of stuff that's super relevant here. This will at least give all the extra industry from this will give Donadan the ability to build its own defense force quickly, which is something it may need to do, being on an enemy continent and everything. Okay, Pink, let's have a chat. Careful. Pearls stolen. I did not steal a single pearl from you. Alright, well, we're going to have to wait a turn or two, I guess. Just spent all of our influence. I'm really surprised that Red hasn't kicked us out of their territory yet. Alright, no movement speed penalty from Winter. I mean, Red doesn't seem to... Their troops are fairly scary, but they don't seem to have a lot of interest in using them. This is my read. There's not really a great reason to build mining rights here. I guess more Palladian. Let's get the automated production going instead. And let's buy a hero for Donadan. So it wouldn't be terrible to get another High Inquisitor. I do love science. We don't have access to a lot of the really great governing heroes, it looks like. These are mostly army heroes. Food Boost 2, Influence Boost 3 obviously is very good. Jasa Murdap is fine with Dust Efficiency 3. But I think we are going to... Yeah, we're going to lean into the science thing. For reasons that should be fairly obvious. I'm not... I should buy back our Navy hero. Yeah, he's so cheap. There's just no reason to leave him injured. He doesn't, as far as I'm aware, gain XP while he's in the injured state. So even if he's just sitting around doing nothing, he's at least... I think... Do I have to have him committed to the world map, or is he gaining passive XP? It doesn't seem to show his rate of passive XP gain on this screen anywhere. Well, let's go ahead and just put him on the map. Here, I guess. I know for sure that he gets XP while he's sitting around on the map. Not a lot, of course. Okay, and our troops are just kind of irrelevant for the moment. We don't really need advanced extraction. Dust Revitalizer obviously is very good. But I think if we're going to be going for straight dust tech, obviously Town Criers beats it. Actually, though, I think Imperial News Network might be our next smartest play. +2, well, let's have a look at our yields. So we can get +2 science per citizen, but actually in all of the real cities, like that's going to be 24 extra science, and that's before modifiers. But I think +10% science is almost certainly going to be better. So let us research Arts Council, and then this. And we're going to spend a lot of money on Mithrite in the near future. Alright, I think we're going to have to probably go one more turn before we have the influence necessary to negotiate with Pink. Right, because we're going to have to give them a tech, which is going to be 100 influence right there. It might have to be something that's a little better than I was originally thinking. Borer's Guild is pretty good, but... Yeah, so we're looking at 194 influence, probably. Next turn. Okay, we have earned our Band of Merriment. Strikes Far is leveling up. Get him to Cold Operator. Apparently this winter is going to come at the very last possible moment. What is this? He's attacking us. Okay. We will regenerate enough health between turns that our ship won't die when it has to retreat again next turn, and then we'll be able to negotiate a thing with him. There's no good reason for him to attack me. It's not like my single dredge is dangerous. He's just being a dick, basically. Mapal is the next place that we want to build endless recycling, and then we really want to get more burrows up as well. Well, let's wait a little bit and get the Alchemic Institute first. This is going to be 25 science, upgradable to 50. If we put it right here, it'll be level 2 instantly. Is that actually better? Because this is going to be plus 42 science right away. Yeah, let's do this first. Okay. We're spending money on useful things. Here, I think it does make sense to build mining rights, because obviously this is a city where we have Hyperium coming up. Yeah, I don't really know what to do with these guys. Probably we should not leave them on this island. We can teleport them to them. Well, I guess because we have teleport, it almost doesn't matter where we keep them. Alright, now I believe, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think it is the case that the resource that was the holy resource remains the holy resource. Unless you pick a new one. So we should get the increased rate of mining here. Okay, so we're going to build a thing here. I'm trying to figure out where we want to build the next districts. Like, how do I want to expand this city? If we start building out in this direction, we just like make the triangle bigger, sort of, we can get an intensifier down on that, because we don't have a strategic intensifier in this city. Although, yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter. We probably want to pick up more water. So it would be cool to get out here and pick all these spaces up. The cargo dock makes water spaces so powerful. We can level up the cargo dock too, which is... Yeah, you know what? Let's plan on taking advantage of a leveled up cargo dock. Alright, you are probably good, like I said. If it comes right down to it, we can teleport them out, so there's not really a strong impetus for us to move them. I am definitely worried about this. So we'll just trade them some dust. I'm definitely worried about them trying to kill my dredge. What am I doing? There we go. We can at least definitely get them on land next turn. I had to remember to smash the button though. Just really, really don't stop. Okay. So we want the population of our big cities on science, obviously. It's a shame. Wow. It's a shame that we built a center for mineralogy in this city. I really do want to take Mapal as our science city. It's so much better for science from anomalies. Well, whatever. The likelihood that a science victory is going to end up like really close is pretty low. And maybe that's not the best way to to make decisions. Yeah, you know, it won't matter. The AI's dumb. It is the reality of the situation, and I'm just I'm planning to take advantage of it, you know? We seriously have to move before that boarding vessel does, or this is going to get a lot more complicated. Okay. Parlay, quickly. Alright, cool. 35 die. You request that we return with 50 blood crystal and 30 palladium. Okay, well that's not going to be a lot of turns. Ooh, this city has mithrite. That's very interesting. Please leave me alone. Move to that space. The blood crystal we could just buy if we wanted to, but and we're working on it. We're working on getting it the old-fashioned way. But Palladium, we have to wait for. Oh no, somebody sold some. Oof. It's very expensive. How are we doing on blood crystal anyway? Okay. So next turn, we have to 50 and 30. Next turn we'll go to 21 Palladium naturally. We may actually have to end up buying it because we're going to lose our guy. I don't know, build dredges. We'll, you know, upgrade the design and retrofit and everything later. Alright, we now have the option of declaring Hyperium our holy resource. I don't think we're going to be doing that, despite the fact that it's actually pretty good as a holy resource, because we definitely do not want to be bothering to equip our troops with it. Okay, it looks like they're not coming after us. We'll be able to just wait out until we have the 30 Palladium naturally. It's very annoying that they decided they want Palladium. And I'm very excited to be able to pop Dust Orchid boosters. I mean, we've had enough for a little while. Okay, and I'm just going to keep Palladium, the holy resource. We really need to build up a stockpile. Hopefully this winter will last a while. Yeah, this city's already producing more science, even though it's so much less per citizen. Okay, I was just checking to make sure we had the science accessory on both of the governors. Okay, and also the dredges that we had sitting in this city should probably start grabbing pearls. Okay, so we'll make the living lab tools somewhere else, and I don't want to build winter shelters. That seems like a waste. Alright. It'll be nice to have a functional standing army. It's a place that I often find myself not really getting into. So if we attacked Pink, we might be able to take Enolia from them quickly. We have enough Palladium. We're going to have to buy a little bit of Blood Crystal to get this done this turn. We're going to buy 15. It's okay, this stuff is relatively cheap. Although it's not as cheap as it was. It looks like somebody else has been buying it. Yeah, and now they're coming for us, it looks like. Okay. I received haunts. It's time to search the ruins with an army led by a Vaulter hero. Which ruins? Inconvenient. Also, I'm really glad these are haunts, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to get out of here. Can I not merge them into this army? Okay. I don't know what my plan is here. But 30 Mithrite would be useful. Every little bit of Mithrite we are able to purchase, or are able to find, will lower the amount that we have to purchase. Speaking of purchasing Mithrite, I think it is time to start doing that. So, stuff is relatively cheap. We want to buy it in lots of 10, because the price is locked in at the start of the purchase. If we buy 5 and 5, the second lot of 5 will be more expensive than the first one was, because there will be a price adjustment in between the purchases. At least that's my understanding. I'm pretty sure that that's the case. So we don't really need state-approved theater. To be perfectly honest, we're low enough on influence that this is pretty attractive. Plus 50 industry on terrain with strategic resource. That could also be useful, but you know what? Maybe we need to, yeah, let's get town criers going first. So you can see we're tearing through these researches pretty quickly. And that's, we don't even have Moonleaf running anymore, right? We should fix that, by the way. I'm feeling pretty good about where we are scientifically. It took us a while to get to here, to get to this place. Things are coming along. How close are we? Yeah. Okay. 8,800 dust. Yeah, it's gonna be a second. So I think my plan is to sail these guys across the ocean. Oh, somebody started the victory quest, it looks like. Sail these guys across the ocean as they are, and then slap the Vaulter hero on them when we get close enough to the ruins, if we get close enough to the ruins. Alright, so upgrading for maximum science output because we need it real bad. Oh, these cities that are producing dudes. We also need Imperial funding in this city. Somehow I missed that. Probably because I was trying to make some kind of cogent commentary instead of paying attention to what I'm doing. Okay, would it make sense for us to pull these guys over to here for a little while? Yeah, probably. Man, you're also... could use a little bit of that. I really do wish there was an auto pearl grab mode. Oof, it is going to take us forever to get... where are we? We're going all the way down there, so we're going to have to go around the south side of whatever landmass that is. Oh, hey, look, it's their boats. Well, that's not great for us. So how many more techs do we need? We need 5. Well, it can be... So let me talk real quick about what I'm doing here. Advanced Quarry is just cool. I think we're going to have strategic resources inside of our city in a couple of places. We already do have a strategic resource tile inside of one of our cities, the one producing the Hyperium. So this is just a huge amount of extra industry for those cities. That should be pretty obvious why that's great. And then we'll double back and get the stockpile technologies. Also, dust is good, but you know what? Maybe this can be at the end. And this improves trade routes and the amount of science that we get from those trade routes. I think that's pretty obvious. Anything that gives us science, directly gives us science at this point, is pretty great. So he has 256. What does a transport ship have, attack and damage-wise? 10 attack, 23 damage? Yeah, okay. I guess we'll retreat. This is pretty bad. We're probably gonna lose these units. It's okay. I don't really have a lot of value. I don't place a lot of value on some random haunts. Like, it's not... You know what? Why don't you help them? There we go. This way he gets a little bit more passive XP per turn. I cannot imagine a world in which his experience level matters. But, I mean, the XP's right there for the taking. We have to put, like, no effort into it. There's no reason not to do it. Alright, so we may have to, oh, you guys, there was a pearl deposit over here somewhere that I didn't get. We'll teleport to Rexos, that'll be the plan. So just move into this city and we'll figure it out from there. You guys have to retreat. Yeah, they're not getting away. In fact, Blue would rather attack me. Blue would rather attack me than attack Pink, even in Blue's territory. Take that. Look at that, we're getting them, guys. They will never forget the day that they met some crazy nanite ghosts sailing around in ships with bows, I guess? I think the arrows are coming from the ship, so maybe we have like some deck-mounted ballista. It really took them a remarkable amount of time to get that done. Okay. Yeah, it's looking like the faction quest may be out of reach. It's just, it's going to end up being pretty long, it looks like. So, I think I want Palladium to stay the holy resource, but I don't know that we really need the booster running. I think I may just leave it. Because I think we want to have the resource more than... what is this? Oh, village descent. Okay, that gives me something to do. This should be extremely trivial. Yeah. You know what? I'll just bribe them. If you want to spend your influence re-flipping that city, you go right ahead. I'm sure that all of the computer players have enough resources sitting around that they can basically use. Oh, we can't teleport without the booster. That's fine. We don't need to. We'll just walk. This is not urgent. We have a lot of dust sitting around. That's not optimal. Let's spend some of that. So this city... I mean, it wouldn't hurt. 4,005. Okay, we can push that out pretty quickly. Maybe I do want to hit this. I mean, what I really want to do is put us back on titanium, right? But it is only a 5% difference. Okay. Is this pink closing their borders to us again? Oh no, red finally got around to it. I'm pretty surprised at how long that took. Alright, we're slowly getting toward the relevant hero skills. I don't actually even know if it makes sense to go to Cold Operator, because I don't believe any of the winter effects are lowering science. I mean, I guess. I guess it makes sense for the dust and food effects. Alright, we're not going to spend anything on stockpiles just yet. Okay, I do need to get some stuff built in the capital. So we should get Imperial News Network. There's no reason for us not to have it, aside from the fact that we just don't have the Mithrite. Alright, we're going to need to queue this up and this up here. If only one city is going to get these things, it needs to be this one. So I don't think we have any realistic hope of getting all the way across the ocean over to there. Well, maybe if we built something in Donadan, because actually... yeah, maybe I'll give it a try. Let's see if we can get a dredge anywhere near that. Okay. Green and Red are probably still at war, and the only reason that the black spot came off in the first place was probably that the necrophages bought it off. Yeah, we should... our troops are going to be less than ideal. They're not equipped with the right resource anymore, but I don't think we're going to be fighting again anytime soon. And the science and food is awfully nice. I think it is probably right to pay 5% science for 15% food, because obviously growth is going to power our science engine as well. Let's rush that. Keep the Titan bones rolling, of course. This is going to be a pretty, from this point, a pretty internal victory. we are not going to be interacting with the outside world all that much. Alright, if there were more common fog banks, we might be able to sneak down here using fog banks for periodic cover. And then, like I said, we can snap our existing Vaulter hero to this army when it's actually time to interact with the ruin. Okay, I don't actually care about the die that much. Got that legendary building. So a burrow here will make the cargo dock level 2. Alright, and then we can construct a district over the Palladian and get strategic, the special quarry in that city. I'm feeling a little bit, I'm sure you can tell by listening to me, just a little bit out of it here. It's taken me a second to get back into the headspace. Okay, Oivan doesn't have anything to use mining rights on. It doesn't have enough population to build another burrow. So what makes sense? Well, we're actually pretty good at producing. So it could be that we should just start building stockpiles, getting ready. Now, we should do this. How much is it to buy Hyperium? Hyperium has crashed. Fantastic. Actually, really, really great. Alright. Hopefully we'll spend a significant portion of the rest of the game in winter. Wow, we're not going to be even close to fast enough to stop that. Alright. Truce has ended. Yeah, I do believe we're going to lose this, and I think that, really, nobody to blame but myself. I did not always do a fantastic job of, taking advantage of our resources here. But we're going to play it out, obviously. Maybe something horrible will happen to Blue. I don't think we have the ability to project anything horrible onto Blue, sadly. Alright, we need one more tech. What is relevant? Oh, do I really not have fluid biomechanics? How did that happen? Alright, so, one turn until we are in the next tech era. The final tech era. And then it's a bit of a race, but I think that we're going to lose. So as long as we can hide the fog, we're actually going to at least be able to make progress toward the ruin. Rexos needs this pretty badly. Alright, well, we need a lot of things, it turns out. I can't believe I went this long without fluid biomechanics. It's crazy. The ominous sound of the final era. Alright, so what are we looking at? 16 turns on difference engine. Obviously, unacceptable. So let's start by buying all of these. Alright, yeah, so they, just double checking, the Empire approval status does say on cities, and the, stockpile says on Empire, so your Empire approval level is not going to affect the amount that you get out of a stockpile. Now, what we could maybe do... Does anybody else have an end era tech? Yes, 2 people do. It would not be impossible for us to negotiate these off of them. It's expensive. We need to be at least friendly, though. Is it worth veering off? I think it probably is worth veering off to grab, like, hospitality den. We'll sink a little bit of science into it. Just a turn, less than a turn worth. And hopefully be able to figure out a decent tech trade there. Well, actually, hold on. We can... Red has one. Yeah. Okay, if we put open borders on the table, we can try to negotiate something. I'm just curious if we can get anywhere on this. The fact that open borders is such an expensive term is not going to be helpful to us. Yeah, okay. We'll do it this way. Oh, nowhere to hide now. We'll get hospitality then. We'll see if anybody wants to make friends and trade us a technology. Oh, and I didn't reset all of my cities, because obviously every city in the Empire should be on full science output. I'm assuming that our dust can take this. Yeah, not a big deal. Alright, we have some pretty basic buildings to purchase. We're 2 turns away from a new Empire plan. So we maybe don't want to be... Okay, they're not at all interested in that. That's going to hurt. So the AI seems to prefer to get endless alloys before difference engine. Reset. I'm actually more likely to get open borders, so that turn may have been wasted. Yeah, and I have a couple of techs that they're interested in, but looks like they're pretty unwilling to make this work for me. Okay, we could get there if we just had, infinite influence and also some more resources. Oh well, it's not exactly a shock, right? Obviously, they're not interested in having me win the game. You really need to get this stuff up. Oh, you know what? I don't think that Asala Arca is yet using her relevant trinkets. Like, we don't have the science trinket on her. And, I mean, this is just a very small amount of dust. There's no reason not to put a band of merriment on. So green is successfully wiping red out, actually. So we have a couple more science buildings to build before we start putting stuff into stockpile mode. We just need a huge amount of titanium. We need all of the world's titanium. Okay. A pod needs to get on the Climatology Guild for sure. So we have quite a few level 2 districts here. This is probably better than Imperial News Network. And then over here we can use some of the leftovers. Really, it's a pink ship that's attacking us. What? Pink is like hardcore devoted to making sure I have a terrible time on the ocean. Even when it's somebody else's ocean. Well, we have no ability to flee from them. It was worth a try. But yeah, our faction quest sadly is made much, much more difficult by the all the water. It looks like we are going to lose an economic game. Yeah. Well, that's alright. Oh, believe me, we'll be trying again. We'll be trying again very, very shortly. Where do I want to build this? Right here, it levels that district up immediately. We'll just keep building lines across. Okay, so I think we can withdraw that. And obviously, +2 science on district is considerable. Make it a little cheaper to buy out those expensive buildings. Yeah, I think we'll take this. So actually, we could maintain the approval. I mean, there's literally no reason to. It does nothing. Yeah, we're fine. Poor Dredge. He has nowhere to... Man, such unity. The AI's units always show such unity in their hatred for us. Alright, I assume that no more science stockpiles have shown up. We should, at this point, since we have the stockpile tech. Actually, I can afford to buy another one of those, can't I? Yeah, we should go ahead and buy out these stockpiles as well. There's no reason not to, and we can put them to good use, rushing the completion of buildings and funding the growth of citizens and stuff. Difference engine is still... I don't even think we're going to get this first tech done before Blues score victory. Or Blues economic victory, rather. Yeah, get that science. Alright, she's working on it. Oh, I should be buying out the rest of the stockpiles, of course. We're not making quite as much money as we might like. And actually, I can't buy them out very quickly. I so much appreciate that this game lets you do stuff while it's calculating the next turn. Well, roving clans have pulled an economic victory. To be perfectly honest, given how slowly I started that game and how poorly I feel I did at the beginning, we actually came pretty close to winning. I think we probably, I mean, obviously the score chart is a little ridiculous. I think realistically we were in third there, probably behind blue and red. And red was being rapidly eliminated. So next game, I tried to, based on what happened in the previous game, I tried to sort of go half and half on this ocean thing, but apparently we have to commit for real. It's not going to be feasible to send a single boat out into the ocean and hope for good quests. So, come back tomorrow. We're going to get into a new game with these guys. We're going to, same settings, same islands, and we're going to try naval focus. But we're going to really go all in. We're going to make enough ships that we can actually fight enemies, and we're going to get this figured out. Yeah, come back next time. More Mezari on Endless, and we'll see you then.